Hello everyone, welcome back again to your favorite channel. I hope everyone is doing well. You're having a great day, great evening, depending on what time you're watching again. Yesterday I discussed about how to move through uncertainty, and then I dropped another video on forgiveness. Hope you watched it and liked it. For those who haven't watched it, it's there. Then today, put a video on Ebetsu. Ebetsu is in Hokkaido. It's a small city close to Sapporo, actually Sapporo. Sapporo is the main city in Hokkaido. So, I hope you enjoyed. It's more about dancing. It's more of a small festival of sorts. So I hope you enjoyed it and you're liking it thus far. Anyway, today we're going to discuss the let them not like you, being unpopular and unstoppable in that concept. So let's see what it's all about, and we move on, because we tend to be, not everybody, but I would say majority, let's say 70% of people are people pleasers, and you find yourself always trying to please others around you, and you have no idea of who you're becoming. You always have to put on a mask to show people that this is who I am, but you're not being your true self. So we'll get into that and get to understand what really happens, and hopefully it will aid you. You'll get to know more about being a pleaser and how to control it and manage it, because a lot of people tend to take advantage of that concept of being a people pleaser. So they use this to lure you and make you their puppet. So let's get into it. To truly understand the journey of letting them not like you, we must walk through the internal architecture of a person living in the shadow of others' opinions. Let's move from a performative self to an authentic self. The heavy weight of the mask, meaning every time you have to put on this facade that this is you, so there's a heaviness that comes with it. So imagine waking up every morning and putting on a suit of armor made entirely of mirrors. This is the life of the pleaser. As you walk through the world, your primary focus isn't on where you're going, but on what people see when they look at you. You tilt your head to reflect their kindness. You dim your light to reflect their insecurity. You sharpen your edges to reflect their ambition. The cost of maintenance, the hypervigilance. You become a master of micro expressions. You scan the room for the slight furrow of a brow, or a millisecond of silence in a conversation, interpreting it as an indictment of your worth. The vanishing act. Because you're so busy being who they need you to be, the real you begins to atrophy. Your preferences, your true voice, and your raw desires start to feel like ghosts. The invisible debt. You believe that if you're good enough and helpful enough, you can buy insurance against rejection. But the premiums are your soul, and the policy never actually pays out. The great disappointment. The freedom begins with a terrifying realization: you're already disliked. No matter how perfectly you curate your image, someone somewhere finds your kindness fake, your silence judgmental, or your success arrogant. You have been killing yourself to prevent something that has already happened. Crossing the threshold. This is the moment you decide to stop managing their misconceptions. You enter a room, and for the first time, you don't adjust your frequency. The silence. You say no. No without a paragraph of excuses. The silence that follows is deafening. You feel the urge to feel it, to apologize, to fix the vibe. The withdrawal. The people who are used to your yes will react immediately. It definitely will happen to you. The minute you say no, there will be a reaction based on the people who gain this people pleaser version of you. So they will call you different, cold, or difficult. They aren't actually reacting to you. They are reacting to the loss of the convenience you provided. The ego death. You have to let the version of you that lives in their head die. You cannot control the character anymore. You must let them be wrong about you. Certain things and certain people, or people in general, you can't even say certain people in general, you can't control anyone, so you can't control what they think. The opinions, they already have the view. It's only they can change it. So if you think you can change their perceptions, well and good. If you're not able to, then let them be, because you only have to be true to you. Once you're very true to yourself and you accept you as a person, everything else flows, because you're not concerned about what this person thinks or what that person thinks. You're proud of who you are. And once you have that pride on who you are, the self-awareness continues building, the confidence builds, other things start coming in abundance. You become more strong, you become more visible, your energy matches with everything around you. So keep that in mind when it comes to this. So the ego death, as I mentioned, you have to let the version of you that lives in their head die. You cannot control that character anymore. You must let them be wrong about you. I have to emphasize on it because a lot of people tend to want to correct people's opinions, so I have to re-emphasize on that. Now we're going to look at the architecture of freedom. Now the air starts to change. The armor of mirrors have been shattered, and for a moment you feel cold and exposed. But then the warmth of your skin starts to register. You have a new landscape, some energy reclamation. Suddenly, you have a massive surplus of mental energy. The 40% of your brain previously dedicated to what did they mean by that text is now free. You use it to create, to rest, and to breathe, because you're not putting your mind to overthinking mode. And that's what majority of us tend to do. We put our minds on overthinking mode. Oh, what are they thinking? Oh, what are they going to say next? Then it builds anxiety. The anxiety builds fear. Then you stagnate. Then you're back to zero. You're back to this. Stop it. You can stop it now. So now you can say the selective gravity. You no longer try to pull everyone into your orbit. You become like a mountain, immovable and indifferent to who decides to climb or walk your way. Let the people who want to be in your life be in your life. The ones who don't, let them be. You can't force them. You can't force them. You can't force anybody. You can't force anything in this life. It's meant to naturally come to you. And when it comes to you and goes away, you're not ready, or you're not meant for it in that moment. So accept it. The final truth, actually, the quality of connection that you have is the people who remain are not there because of your performance. They're there because of your essence. This is the first time you feel truly loved, because you're finally being truly seen. They're accepting you for you, and you're accepting them for them. So that's what it is. So being liked is a cheap commodity. Being free is the ultimate luxury. When you let them not like you, you stop being a character in their story and finally become the author of your own. The integration of it is the transition to this freedom is rarely a leap. It's a series of small, brave disappointments. It is choosing your own peace over someone else's comfort, one conversation at a time. To help you anchor this new mindset, because you have to change your mindsets, change your ways to be depending on this. It's going to take time. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen in a week or two weeks time. That's insanity. It's not possible to change anything in that small capacity. And that's why many people, to change anything, it will have to take time, because it's become habitual. When somebody says, no, change this immediately, they're lying to you. It's not possible, because it's a habit you've known for years. To disregard that concept that you've been used to for years and just discard it over a week's time or a day's time is impossible. That's, as I said, is just insanity. So I mentioned the transition to this freedom is rarely a leap. It is a series of small, brave disappointments. It is choosing your own peace over someone else's comfort, one conversation at a time. The freedom of affirmations. So as I said, to help you anchor this new mindset is a collection of freedom of affirmations and daily practice routines that you can use to help you moving forward. And there are others you can get through with the books, of which I'm going to recommend some at the end of it. can get to understand which books I've come across and which I've read and might be interesting for you. So take time. If you can get the audiobooks, not everybody is able to sit down and read. If you can get an audiobook, listen through it, maybe you'll understand or grasp, but if you can get the books, well and good. So the Freedom of Affirmations, you can keep this on your phones or your notes, or where you usually check your mask. And when I mean your mask is when you're looking in the mirror and putting that new version of you, or putting back down that old version of you. You make that choice. So on Misunderstandings, you can say, I give others the sovereign right to be wrong about me. I do not need to correct their version of my story to be at peace. When it comes to boundaries, my no is a complete sentence. I do not owe an explanation for protecting my energy. On authenticity, I would rather be disliked for who I am than loved for who I'm pretending to be. On mental space, I'm reclaiming the energy I used to spend on mind reading. My thoughts are now for my own growth. On self-validation, I'm the only person who needs to be okay with this decision tonight or today, depending on what it is. Always put yourself first, and I always say, besides putting yourself first, you always remember, do not harm or hurt anybody in the process, and always be clear with what you have to say. But it's when it comes to putting boundaries and being assertive, a clear no is a no, and you don't really need to explain anything. If somebody needs that explanation and you feel like you're ready to explain, well and good, but if you're not, just let them be. Until when you're ready to explain to them, it's none of their business. So try this 5-minute routine every evening. The inventory of the mask, as we keep on saying, the mask that you put on, the heaviness of that mask. It's a mask. Everybody has a mask. If you claim that you don't have, then you're truly a higher being at this point. But I believe everybody has a mask, and sometimes the mask can get very heavy. So you have to put it down to show your true self, and to get to your true self is going to take a long time. It's a journey. As I've mentioned before, I've been at this since 2013. I don't have it all figured out. I don't know most of the things, but I'm sharing what I know. But I keep learning each and every day, and each and every day as I learn, I tend to find that I'm discarding certain things that I thought I knew were right, and that's part of growing, and that's part of changing your mindset. You have to leave leeway. You have to create that elasticity in you for you to be able to understand that things are bound to change and they can never just stay the same. So the inventory of the mask. Ask yourself, at what point today did I say or do something just to manage someone else's opinion of me? Don't judge yourself for it, just notice it. Identifying the mask is the first step to taking it off. Crucial part. The letting go breath. Close your eyes and visualize the person you're trying to please. See the version of you that lives in their head. Mentally hand that character back to them and say, that is yours to carry, not mine. Exhale deeply, imagining the weight leaving your shoulders. The anchor of self. Recall one moment today where you were 100% honest, even if it was small. For example, admitting you didn't like a movie everyone else loved. Celebrate that moment. That was a moment of true freedom. So express yourself, but express yourself in the right way. Don't just be rude when you're expressing things or saying things. Yes, you can be honest, but there are ways to convey messages. So my final thoughts on everything is that true power isn't ruling others. It's in refusing to let others rule your internal state. Every time you allow someone to think poorly or without rushing to fix it, you are crowned with a liberty that no one can take away. Today's ease is built on yesterday's small choices. By anticipating your future needs and settling your affairs, you gain the quiet confidence to stay present. When you trust yourself to handle what arises without panic, you stop reacting and start living. As I always say, live, stop existing. Live your life, enjoy it to the fullest, enjoy it to the max. You learn to appreciate everything about it and everyone around it. Everything is actually quite beautiful. It's just how you think and how you see it. So choose for the person you're becoming, so you can finally just sip the tea. And that's it for letting them not like you and become free. And as usual, the books that I've read that I will obviously recommend, and it's up to you. If you want to know more, then look into it. The first one is one of my favorite authors, actually, Mel Robbins. I'm sure majority of you know her. It's the Let Them Theory. In the Let Them Theory is more just accepting people as they are. She mostly says in this theory is that people will react, people will have ways to talk about certain things, but you just have to let them be. Once you create that mindset of letting somebody be, it becomes easier on you, because it's not in your honest to be like, okay, fine, it's for me to change this and that. No, just let them be. So that's what the Let Them Theory is. But if you read deeper into it, you get to understand other concepts that she's put into it. There are previous books that she's written that you get to also, if you have the chance, get to read them. The next one will be The 4 Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. Now, the 4 Agreements mainly talks about not taking anything personally. That's what I took from it. Never take anything personally. So that's what I think Miguel Ruiz was trying to get into, is that. So the third one is The Courage to Be Disliked. This book is by Ichiro Kishimi and Fumitake Koga. It's a very interesting book. If you have a chance to read it, as I said, I'll get the audiobook, get to listen to it. It's more about having the courage to be disliked. That's what I'm trying to remember now. Having that courage to be disliked is very important, because if everybody likes you, then it means there's something wrong. You've gone back to being a people pleaser. The other one, and the last one, is by Mark Manson, and I know many people know this, is the subtle art of not giving a fuck. Now, this book is quite good, and the name of the book says it. It's choosing what you care about. Choose what you care about and live your life as you want to live it. Don't live it based on somebody else's perceptions or conceptions and opinions. Just live your life. Enjoy it to the fullest, as I mentioned, and that's what this book says, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. Read it, enjoy. It's a great book. He has other books also. You can get into it, and the more you know, the more you understand, you'll realize there's more that you still have to unravel as you move along. So that's what I've come to realize and learn through time. And with that, I'd like to say thank you for watching. Thank you for those who subscribe, who like and share. I appreciate you so much. For those who are viewing and have not subscribed, kindly please subscribe. Like the page. That's the least you can do, and I really appreciate it. And as I always say, kindness won't hurt you. Be nice to each other, be nice to everybody around you. Somebody out there needs it. You may need it too, but you have to be the pillar. You have to start it. So have a lovely day, have a lovely evening, and a good coming up Wednesday. Thank you.